Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm here because I really want to let people know how much the Neuro Trauma Healing process has helped me in my life. I had gone through a lot of therapy to deal with traumatic stress in my life. I had a bit of a traumatic childhood, and I had gone through many modalities of therapy, conventional and unconventional. I tried everything, and I felt that I had come to a point where enough was enough, and I was, life was as good as it was going to get. And within the year, we had my family suffered a huge crisis. Still a little hard. It affected my children, family. It completely demolished my faith in whatever I had believed in. So spiritually, we were devastated. I had discovered an online group meeting to deal with issues about weight. And I thought, left brain, right brain. I tried a little bit of that and had some thoughts on what I thought it was, what the process was about. And so we came for an informational session. And initially I thought, I really don't know if this is for me. Do I really want to try something else? But having my own experience with a session that gives you a chance to try it out, I was completely shocked what had come up. So my daughter and I decided that this was something that I should look into. So with a lot of reservations about trying another therapy to help deal with traumatic issues, I can't tell you how much this has really impacted. It has an impact in all areas of my life. Something that I never thought would become resolved is I've had to deal with 45 years of PTSD from an event stemming when I was a teenager. This would cause me to jump, yelp, scream. I used to hit if I was surprised or if people walked behind me. So it was disruptive in my personal and working life. I have gone through close to 40 years of therapy dealing with this issue. I have tried working with psychiatrists, with psychologists, medication, non-medication, drumming circles, every type of convention and unconventional method. I spent a lot of money chasing after trying to work with this aspect that was so disruptive in my life. I did have some results, but not a complete healing. There wasn't anything it wasn't complete. I think this work, it's in the name of it itself, the Neuro Trauma Healing process. I like it because it went directly to the source of where the trauma had occurred and resolved it from there. So it wasn't looping and looping, because my body was just reacting to an event that happened when I was 16, so like 45 years ago. I was just reacting to an event, and each time it happened, it was like a record. It was just like the groove. It was just the groove that I would always go into. And no matter how many times I would try to think of calming myself down, or the body reaction was just always foremost in the situation. And I don't know how this worked, but in one session, it's gone. I mean, I can't tell you how different that is for my life. Well, I've only had 12 sessions, and this has created such an impact in my life where I didn't even think I had issues. I thought I just had a physical limitation in my life where I could not take a deep breath. I just assumed I have, small lung capacity. It's been since childhood. Even my earliest memories is, kindergarten. I remember I could never take a deep breath. And again, in one session, the trauma, I didn't realize it was a traumatic event that had kept me like this, like for almost 60 years. It's unbelievable. I am now able to breathe freely and deeply. This has caused me I can now relax, I sleep better, I feel like I'm a much calmer person because I can actually take one of those deep calming breaths. It's something that is unexpected from working with this process. Friends, family, colleagues, they all have noticed a huge change in me. I'm much more relaxed, more vibrant, more confident. I used to, at work, if my boss had called me in to discuss something, I immediately would be all tense, thinking, what did I do wrong? Be on sort of the verge of tears. And now I can just go in confidently. It's like, okay, we can, I'm open for discussion. I have a lot more empowerment of myself in my life. And that's, when you have that sense of confidence and empowerment, you feel like you can deal with your life in all its aspects. And this is a very short success rate, I would say, because just recently, within this last year, our family had a huge traumatic event, and it impacted us in all areas, in spiritual life, financial, emotional. It was just a huge crisis, and if I had thought that I could have such improvement in just such a short time, I wouldn't have believed it. I have a history of working with so many different types of therapies, and this one truly was life-changing. I'm in complete awe with the compassion and integrity of my facilitator as I was guided through my process of healing. Deep healing is possible. I highly suggest that you immerse yourself in this process. The Neuro Trauma Healing process, it sounds like some type of surgery, and in a way it is. It gets to the source of where the root problem is, and you can have amazing results from. There's been a lot of work with working with your inner child, having compassion for yourself, loving yourself, and I would try to get there, but I never really connected as deeply and tangible and realistic. It's a concrete emotional tie with myself. I have always been very, very, very hard on myself. I feel that I can actually be lovable to aspects of myself that before I would wanted to destroy. So that has, again, I have tried to work on that in previous sessions, and I have never completely healed from childhood traumas before, and this really made it concrete and viable. I was continuously surprised at the ease of how deep issues in my life were just so described in such profound, understandable ways, and I guess it's because it's coming from within me, but I had no idea I had so much wisdom within myself. I had no idea that I could be so profound and poetic and concise, and there's aspects that are set me off into deep pain, to tears, to laughing and joy and surprise. I think it was just, and it was so easy. It was so easy. It was free-flowing. It came naturally and easily, and I think that was the biggest healing, because I was healing myself. It wasn't a third person or second person trying to help. It was like I have all the tools that I need within me. Okay. So it's a very gentle process. You're working with issues that are deep and can be very traumatic for yourself. So it's always scary to look at those aspects of what's happened in your life. But this is done in such a way that you feel supported, because you're working with yourself. And sometimes you don't want to look at things within yourself, but with this process, it makes you feel powerful, that you can feel safe to look at things that you've tried to hide from yourself previously. You start beginning to think like you've got some split personalities, because there's this wisdom that comes from I don't know where, and it's the strength behind the personality inside yourself that you've always sort of restricted, and then it's free. So for anybody that is thinking about working with this process, I highly encourage you to do it. You have no idea the amount of knowledge that you contain within yourself. You can access and connect with parts of your mind and your being, and this will, the more you know yourself, the more you can heal yourself. You have the tools you need, and this is a process that will get you beyond the trauma that you have experienced in your life. I can't recommend this process any higher. It really truly is life transforming. So from me to you, go for it.